Good morning and good news, everybody. Carl Lawson is signing with the Dallas Cowboys. That news breaking just after 7 a.m. Eastern Time. So I'm sure plenty of you waking up to the news of yet another roster move made by the Dallas Cowboys. Now, before we break this down, a couple notes. A, I'm sorry I sound like crap. I genuinely do not feel good. So we're going to power through because I don't take sick days. Secondly, don't believe this video is going to get a push notification on YouTube. We've got too many videos out, and YouTube stops at 3 and 24 hours, so they say. So help me out by sharing today's video. Tweet it, Facebook it, Instagram, text it, whatever. Share today's video would be very helpful to get the audience going for what I think actually is a pretty big signing by the Dallas Cowboys. There's a chance, and I'll emphasize chance since it is a mid-August signing. I don't want to overhype something potentially. There's a real chance to look back at the end of the year and yeah, Carl Lawson was your second best free agent signing. Sorry. Eric Hendricks, number one, and then maybe Carl Lawson. I am a little surprised they did this. And the reason being was they worked Lawson out weeks ago, and they chose to sign Shaka Toney and Al-Qadim Muhammad. And I had thought that meant, wow, Lawson must not have worked out very well for them. Well, I guess they changed their mind, or maybe there was a monetary aspect that's more than the vet minimum for Carl Lawson that they're working their way through. I don't have contract details yet. Sure, we'll get one at some point today, but I do like this move for the Cowboys. Lawson was the guy I would have signed initially, which reminds me, I need to go back and find somebody who was saying I didn't know what I was talking about by suggesting to sign Carl Lawson. But I like it. I think it's a smart pickup. He brings you what you need in the pass rush room. You're playing more Chauncey Golston at defensive end. You have Marshawn Nealon. You have Tank Lawrence. You have Micah Parsons who will play kind of a hybrid role. And I don't know if you had enough beyond that. So I still would like to find another 3 technique, as much as Zimmer likes his big boys, but you can get by with Golston and Nealon maybe sharing time at times at 3 techniques. So this is a smart pickup by the Dallas Cowboys. I am a big fan of it. So give me your one-word reaction to the signing of Carl Lawson. Good, bad, awesome, indifferent, too little too late, version of one word. It is the pinned comment on today's video, so if the ad comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know. All right, some stats here from Carl Lawson. Now, he barely played last year. He had 5 tackles in 6 games. He had all of 59 pass rush snaps. That doesn't really move the needle. Only 2 pressures. The quality of those reps were not exactly strong, per se. And although he declined in 2022 as well, he wasn't bad relative to what he was previously. He had 7 sacks in 2022, 9 TFLs, 33 tackles. When I say declined in 2022, I mean it wasn't his best season. He had a better one early in his career in Cincinnati. But when he gets opportunities, he can get after the QB. 49 pressures in 2022 for the Jets. Missed, unfortunately, all of 2021 with injuries, and injuries have been a real limiting factor in his career. He's played a full season 3 times, and that's of his 8-year career. 16 games in 2017, 7 games in 2018, 12 games in 2019, 16 in 2020, and missed all of 2021. Or 7-year career, excuse me. So when he is out there, he is a good pass rusher. We didn't get to see really any of that last year, but I still think that guy exists. I mean, shoot, he's not 30 yet. He just turned 29. So I think there is still talent and impact and all of those things for Carl Lawson to kind of tap into and figure out what his true ability is there. I was a player that I was very high on, by the way, coming out of the 2017 draft. I'm going back and looking at my notes now, or at least my rankings. I had Lawson 35th on my board. Now, on one hand, was probably a little bit too high given all the injuries. On the other hand, he came out year 1, had 8.5 sacks, which doesn't happen for a 4th-round pick. So I will still call that a win for myself there. We will still be live today. I am going to power through whatever bug I have because I don't believe in taking sick days. Plus, I want to talk Cowboys. It's more fun for me. So if you haven't already, do me a favor. Make sure you guys are subscribed, youtube.com/Cowboys TV for more free Cowboys YouTube videos. There will be roster cuts. We'll talk about that in a second here. So make sure you guys are subscribed. All right, final thoughts here, and I would not be surprised if we get news in like 2 hours. Oh, hey, we got to add this to the list and do another video. The Cowboys are going to have to make some roster moves to free up space for Jordan Phillips and Carl Lawson. Now, that could be a waived injured of some people. Carl Davis was banged up. Darrell Johnson is banged up right now. They could just straight up cut somebody. I'm looking at you over there, Albert Huggins. Maybe they do another trade, but there will have to be 2 roster moves made to make space on your active roster for Carl Lawson and Jordan Phillips. Now, that's once those moves are official. Chance that the Lawson move isn't made official today and they make that tomorrow. There's enough time for it to process on the transaction wire that it could be done today. The Phillips one, I think, should be done. So once the Cowboys add those players to the active roster, they got to cut somebody. So get your predictions in for me in the comment section of today's show. Name a player who you think the Cowboys cut to make room for Lawson and eventually Jordan Phillips as well. All right, final thoughts here. Look, I like it a lot. This is who I would have signed in the first place. I think this fits your Sam Williams replacement of like, hey, he's not a great run stopper. And if you're asking Carl Lawson to go out there and play a ton of run defense reps, you're just not doing it right. Which, like, every team that's ever had him has known that. Like, that first year in Cincinnati, that 8.5 sacks, he played 72 run defense snaps all year. He had 389 pass rush snaps and dropped into coverage 16 times. Like, he's just not a run stopper. So Nealon, Golston, Tank Lawrence, those are your base defensive ends, just the regular run stoppers. Carl Lawson, Micah Parsons are your pass rushers, right? And you could get creative and put those guys out there on first down as like a 5-man front, right? You could go, hypothetically, like Marshawn Nealon and Oso Digizua and Mozzie Smith or Jordan Phillips, whatever, and Tank Lawrence, whatever, and then put Micah Parsons on one side, or Carl Lawson if you want to give Micah a breather or something. So, like, you can do creative things and have him be a 5th pass rusher type of deal, which I think you'll see some from Mike Zimmer this year. So, I am a big fan of this move. Outside of the Eric Kendricks signing, this is my second favorite signing of the Cowboys offseason. That is a very low bar. Do not get me wrong on that. But I do love the pickup quite a bit. So final question before we go. Grade the Carl Lawson signing. A, B, C, D, or F in the comments section.